I want to thank House Republicans for passing another common sense measure, to me the easiest of all, the Save America Act, to protect our sacred American. Look at this. All voters have to show identification, ID. All voters must show proof of citizenship in order to vote. So you have ID and you have citizenship. So far, good. No mail-in ballots except for illness, disability, military, or travel. It's actually a matter in a serious way of national survival. We can't have these elections going on like this anymore.
It's common sense, and it sounds very simple, proving U.S. citizenship in order to vote in American elections. But Democrats want nothing to do with it. President Trump is urging Senate Republicans to use the talking filibuster in order to pass the Save America Act. Terry, is the talking filibuster going to work? And maybe I should explain it. So the Democrats would be forced to continuously hold the Senate floor to block the bill. And if they stop speaking, Republicans can then just move forward with the simple majority. What will happen?
Look, I think the biggest liability that Republicans have going for them every single time is they refuse to use the political power that voters give them.
Right.
And if you look at the Republican turnout and the sentiment going into the midterms, it's super depressed. Meanwhile, Democrats are all fired up, ready to go, because they're hearing from the media nonstop about all the threats that Republicans pose to our country. We need something. And I think we need to get to the talking filibuster or eliminate the filibuster entirely to get the job done. We need to secure our elections. We need to deliver for the voters that sent us to Congress and to the White House. I think this is a no-brainer. Just get the job done.
Chris, I mean, it doesn't look like Majority Leader John Thune wants to move in this direction of utilizing this talking filibuster. What should he do?
Well, he should change his mind, and he should come around.
He should change his mind, yeah.
And honestly, first of all, the talking filibuster is great fun. It's Mr. Smith Goes to Washington. It's classic Washington politics. And it gives senators an opportunity to stand up and be U.S. senators and say something and to own the Senate floor. It's great fun, really. It's dramatic politics, and it's the stuff of legend in Washington, D.C., and stop obstructing absolutely everything. The Democrats just obstruct absolutely everything. You got to keep in mind, this is a truism. What is bad for America is good for the Democrat Party.
Can I rain on everyone's parade here? We are conservatives, and that means we have to conserve something, and that includes Senate procedure, as boring as it may be, right?
Okay,
conservative. Okay, we don't want to be governed by a tyranny of the majority. Democrats will use this because it is, in effect, it's a more clever way of doing it, but it is, in effect, nuking the filibuster. And who lived to see the consequences of their own choice to do that? Harry Reid. He saw the Republicans and Donald Trump transform the federal judiciary.
I just have a quick question for you, Tina, because this is what we're debating internally at APP. Do you actually think the Democrats are not going to nuke the filibuster as soon as they get the White House?
And if they do, they will own it. Yeah. If they do, they will. And look, every time Democrats have to own something, they do pay the price.
They're fine. They're fine doing it because they built.
They opened up the border. They opened the border, and they sent inflation to the double digits. And Donald Trump became president with control of the Senate and control of the House. And Harry Reid nuked the filibuster. Donald Trump got the Supreme Court.
And the Democrats, of course, are constantly changing election laws in their states. Chuck Schumer, who continues to use the tired, old, and baseless Jim Crow comparison, responding to the president's post on not signing any bills, writing, if Trump is saying he won't sign any bills until the SAVE Act is passed, then so be it. There will be total gridlock in the Senate. Senate Democrats will not help pass the SAVE Act under any circumstances. Jason, your reaction?
Yeah, I think Chuck Schumer, he's showing a little bit of spine, which is pretty rare. I think Chuck Schumer has always been, kind of a weak leader. And when you were talking about how people are dissatisfied with the Democratic Party, that's what it is. There's more excitement, I agree with you, going into the midterms for Democrats, and Democrats actually lead on all the generic ballots. But people are still dissatisfied because they don't think that their leadership is standing up. And so they've got to stand up. I agree with Tiana that I don't think it would be in either party's interest to nuke the filibuster. I think that would be a bad move. And I think your example was spot on there with getting rid of the filibuster for judicial picks, and that actually coming back to bite us. That's why you've got a supermajority on the Supreme Court.
Information. Truth is freedom. is Newsmax. It's real news for real people.